All right, back again. Uh, it's official. Captain American: Brave New World. After 1 month, 1 month, 1 month was yesterday, and this is based on yesterday, or is this yesterday or Thursday number? Oh, we check. Nope, yesterday's number. It's still an estimate because again, these numbers are not fully calculated in until Monday. They basically trying to estimate the the weekend number altogether because sometimes a lot of data is coming in over the weekend. Okay, so international numbers are coming in as well. But as you can see, Captain America: Brave New World, excuse me, has made over 180 million domestically. It also made over 194 million internationally, but this is not the total international numbers. They still have doing calculation on that. But if we use, the domestic numbers, we use the domestic number for today and compare what happened last week. There's a good chance it's gonna go up to 2 to 300,000, and then it's gonna drop back down to 105 to 2. But Saturday and Sunday. So if it keep this pace, which which it look like it's going to do by the end of this month, the next month is going to be 200,000 domestically, and probably 210 to 220 internationally. So I mean, it's already making profits. Now, if you don't understand that, let's look at the summary. This is what it made. This is the budget. This is the budget. And to break even, its production budget times 1.5. That's how it's always been. This 2.5 is wrong. A lot of people know. Movie theaters, their cut is not more than 20% after weeks. Movie theater cut is between 0 and 20% of ticket sales. They do a 20/80 split. And that is after 2 to 4 weeks. That's how it always been. Theaters do not take 50% of ticket sales. They never have. If they did, studios would just put their movies on their streaming service, straight up, just straight to streaming. They did that during the pandemic, and movies there found out they're expendable. So they're not gonna try to say, "Well, we're trying to make more. We're trying to take a bigger cut." No, if you do that, theaters are gonna be like, "Yeah, we're just gonna put our stuff on streaming." So what they did is they went back to what it was before. Again, now if you don't understand it, domestically it's a 80-20 split. Internationally, it's between 60-40 to 70-30, depending on the country and stuff. But that's where roughly where it fall around. If you think the movie theaters are taking more than 50% or anything like that, they're not. They never will. Because again, they can just go straight to screaming. Move there, then we get nothing. So now, if you look at the production costs, post production costs, which includes marketing, is always roughly 50% of the total cost. That means At the highest, post production costs would be around between 90 million and below. That's that's how it always is. I mean, marketing is probably less than half of that. So 45 million is for marketing, probably even less. But that's how it always been. But they don't give marketing more than the production. We also know that the market people already say marketing was under 100 million, which means again 90 million and below, not 100 million. That tell you what the range of the budget is. Let me do this so people understand. See, they're saying it's around 40. They didn't say Peg is say it's around 40. This is not the break even point. People are really bad at math. This is also why AI is terrible. This is not the budget. This was proven to be wrong. And AI is terrible. So Marvel movies. Would you look at that? Even the AI is saying that what people are saying, like, oh, movies normally, no, they're this is actually what their range is. Let's see if I can pull this up. Huh. I thought about in a phase five, then going to phase six. I believe this was before reshoots, but yeah. But as you can see, most of the solo movies before was around 200 million. So 200 less. Even the Spider-Man movie, Eternals, you can see a pattern. Iron Man 3 with 200 million. So Avengers went up. Civil War went up. What I'm kind of fire did went up, and again during pandemic and stuff. Love and Thunder. You see a pattern. The big stuff, most of the big stuff cost the most. In game cost the most and stuff. Basically, the biggest Avenger, the Avenger movie is what cost the most. Everything else, everything else was roughly 200 million below. I thought they were gonna show the budget on here. Oh, they do. Do they? Territory. Let's see. Iron Man. Yeah, they do. They do. Look, you can see one 140, 200 million. Basically, it's roughly this is what outside of the big stuff, it's roughly around 140 to 200. Like you see the pattern. People are like, well, recently, blah blah blah, has caused over 300 million. Again, Doctor Strange, 200 million, Love and Thunder and stuff went up, but you have to remember also most of this was also during a pandemic. Uh, you can actually see when the pandemic first really hit them. The pandemic have been around here, but you have to remember this movie was probably filmed in 2007 to 2008. So if you go back 2 years, start seeing a pattern where it starts spiking up. And if you go back 2 years, that's when the pandemic hit. Still in the pandemic here for these movies. Still in the pandemic, still in the pandemic, still in the pandemic. All these movies right here still in the pandemic. And then you see a drop. The pandemic was relief started happening in 2020 to 2020. Sorry, 2022 to 2023, and then you start seeing a drop. Also, these numbers still haven't been updated on here. So that's why when people are like, "Oh, the movie is blah 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 and whatever," I'm like, no, you have to look at what actually will happen. Movies are roughly 1 to 2 years different, or 1 to 2 year different. That means if the movie come out 2023 here, I mean it'll start filming or was in the process of in production in 2021 to 2022. That's why the spike happened. They had to be more cautious and so on. That's understandable. If you look at the movies, see roughly A's and B across the board. We look at the amount, then we take what we know from this. We see that it already made more than the production cost both domestically and internationally. That means already broke even. To break even is 1.5 times to the production cost. It's not 2.5 to break even. 2.5 is when you're a commercial success. People has used that is so wrong for so long that people are now believing that it's 2.5 when it never was. So 1.5 is a break even. When you hit two, when you're hit two, you're already in profit margins. And then when you hit 2.5, you can now be called a commercial success. With the way the numbers are looking, it's going to hit 2.5. It's gonna hit 2.5. So it's a success. No matter what people say, the math is proven to be correct. Because this is another thing people didn't know. Where is it? And Man and Wasp, the movie they said flopped. Oh, wait, why did it go to here? Why don't I go to the movie? There it is. All the way down here. Movie they said flop actually made a profit, even though if you do the math, I don't know which one is correct, but if you do the math based on this and this, that's not this is not 2.5 times the production budget, or even if this is a total budget. If you do the math, the only way this can make a profit if it was closer to 1.5 instead of 2.5. That's for all the movies. Guardian of the Galaxy, Guardian of the Galaxy. Same thing. You look at the information. If this was 2.5, this will be 20. This will be over. This will be close to being a flop because two is 500. That'd be roughly 625. Depending on where the actual last number is, a rough estimate. I mean, this will barely be a success, but it made a bigger profit than 2.5 would. I believe this is also another one. Always do that. I have to go to the bottom again. This is another movie they say flopped. How do you flop if you made more than you say Guardian of the Galaxy volume volume 3 is a hit. Costs the same amount as this. But you say one is a hit and one is a flop. Like the math is not math thing if you do that. This one costs the same amount of lore than this, but this makes slightly more than this. But you said this move is a flop. Like, look, they say it's a flop. They say it was a disaster. Look, Marvel flop movie that made billions. You can't make money if you flop. It flopped. How did it flop? It made more than Guardian of the Galaxy. So again, this is what I'm saying. They will say a movie that if you put it up to one movie, somehow it's a success. The other movie somehow flop, but the other movie made more and cost less than the first movie. Do you understand the problem? Was it a flop?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time my brother.
They're saying it's a flop. How did it flop when man? If Guardian of the Galaxy is a hit, how is Wakanda Forever a flop? What you trying to say?
Hey, how you doing this evening?
Want to play on? Gotta go. Like it doesn't make sense. You say one movie is a hit, but how's it, I realized something that people is this on the play on the plays up. I'm just going through the here's the thing. Look how going back here, all 2 years, people keep saying the same shit, and it's never been proven. Like, look, it's never been proven. So, Guardian of the Galaxy made less than Wakanda Forever, but yet the racists and the haters and the complete stupid saying, "Oh, Guardian of the Galaxy is a hit, Wakanda Forever is a flop." How? The math is not adding up. What you're saying, what actually happened, is not adding up. Like the math is not mathing. You can't say one's is a success and the other one's a flop.
Gosh, it's amazing.
I turned this off. Huh. But you have to think about it. What kind of virus is a disaster? Made more than
You don't need some
Guardian
asshole
Galaxy.
like
Think about it.
This message.
Think about that. I can't do that. These people have the same message for years, right? The movie that is a hit is a flop, and the movie that is a flop is a hit. These people calling them out. People are calling them out. This is what I'm saying. They call stuff flops. They're like, oh, the first weekend it didn't make the budget back or whatever in the first weekend. You turn your head like, literally, I haven't seen a movie that does that, where I make the budget and everything back in the first weekend. It's very rare that it does that. Some movies could if the budget low and does better than expected, but for big movies, there's no way for one movie to make, especially in the United States, no way for it to make the budget back. Just use the United States alone or whatever. Now there might be some rare cases that I miss, but for stuff like this, it's never been a case. Even if movie make 5% profit, it's still that's not a flop. You make profit, that's profit. A flop will be not even breaking even. This is why I say people are stupid. You can't call anybody else anything, but you're stupid. You're mentally deficient. You're lacking in the cranium. Your mind is basically running on empty. You don't know it. They will say Guardians of the Galaxy is a Volume 3 is a hit, but Wakanda Forever is a flop, even though the math is not mathing. If Guardians of the Galaxy is a hit, Volume 3 is a hit, and made less, and cost more than Wakanda Forever, then Wakanda Forever is a hit. It's just that simple. Like, look at this.
Black Panther Wakanda.
You see, don't you? It's a pattern with them. It's a pattern for them. They say movies that are hits are flop, and movies that are flops are hit. And they also do well. This movie cost less, but made more than this other movie. But we say the first movie is a flop and the second movie is a hit. How is it mathing? If one movie costs less but made more than the other movie, how is the other movie a hit, but the first movie that cost less and made more a flop? You see the problem? You know it's a pattern. It's you know it's a pattern. It's the same exact people. You know it's in a pattern. You know it's a pattern. The movies they're saying
What's going on, everyone?
they're saying Wakanda Forever is a flop, even though it made more than Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. But somehow that's a flop, but Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is a hit. You start noticing a pattern when
Ladies and
they do
gentlemen, it's
stuff like this. How was this a flop? How? Rejected a flop.
Hey everybody, what's up?
Wait, let me see. Since they want to bring that up, let's see. Uh, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Look, this movie cost more, made a little bit more. This movie cost less, made about nearly the same, just a little bit less, right? So this movie, which costs more, like nearly double, is somehow a hit, and this movie is a flop. You start to notice a pattern. You see a pattern. You see a pattern. Why is the movie with the minority, which makes money and are a success, a flop? So the movies that are not with the minorities that makes less money or costs more or both is a hit. And you get to the point where you start thinking, well, it can't be the budget, it can't be the box office or the profits. You break down every single thing, it comes down like, oh, it's because one's a minority and the other one's not. It really you when you break down everything, you can't say one move's a hit and the other move's a flop. And not see that. if one movie make $1 billion and you call that a flop, or if one movie makes more than the other movie, you call it a flop, it's not adding up. If you call Captain America: The First Avenger a success and Captain America: Brave New World a flop, even though Captain America: Brave New World already made more than Captain America: First Avenger, and it's look like it's gonna make more. It look like it'll make up to 50 million. You're lying to yourself. Just because you don't like the movie doesn't make it a flop. Just because you like the movie doesn't make it a success. You look at the numbers, you look at the information, and that's where you go off. So if you're saying Captain America, I got so many drop frames. I don't know why it's drop frames randomly. You're saying Captain America: Brave New World is a flop, but Captain America: The First Avenger is a hit. The math is not working out for you. I don't know why I'm dropping frames now.